Geneva Motor Show. And I have to start with that. They're calling it Night Sky. Look at the customization on that. You don't expect stuff like that from BMW really now, do you? All right, look at the pattern on the mirror as well, the same thing. And then, of course, carbon fiber roof. Night Sky. This is, of course, the M850i X Drive. Whew, that looks like something. Now, speaking of that model line, it's also this car that we should be driving pretty soon because, yes, it's likely to get launched in India in a very limited run. This is the convertible version of the 8. And then there's that car, another one we should be driving pretty soon, which is the facelift, but perhaps more than just a facelift on the current generation of the 7 Series. In fact, internally at BMW, they're almost calling this a new generation. Renewed sense of luxury and certainly a lot of discussion about that massive front grille. Is it the biggest front grille now from BMW ever? The biggest kidney grille? No, because, well, let this one sink in first. And, all right. Well, that's the coupe again, the 8 Series. But the biggest, the most giant, magnificently large front kidney grille from BMW is this, the X7. Now, I drove the car just last week. At the time, I couldn't really tell you anything I thought about it because, well, all of that was under embargo. Here at the motor show, I can tell you what I think about how it looks. And I'll tell you this. When I saw pictures, when I saw the concept, that front grille looked like it could eat you alive. After spending some time with the car on the road, I have to say it's grown on me. Yes, the proportion seems to work. Call me crazy, but at least BMW is doing something new now and something different. Not everybody is going to like it, but then BMW was never about pretty cars. It was about the driving performance, and luckily that part stays intact on the X7, almost surprisingly so. All right, now I promised that I will show you a little bit of BMW. So that was pretty much what's new with BMW. There is a lot going on at the back there with the electrics, but not so relevant to us. What is more interesting for us is Citroën. Yes, the French brand will come to India. Now, it was announced just, last week, that finally PSA's strategy for India is unfolding, and we know it's going to be Citroën that leads the charge. So, pretty exciting because of the 3 brands that are, or 4 if you want to count DS, that are controlled by the PSA Peugeot Citroën group. You got Peugeot, you got Citroën, you got Opel and DS. And for me personally, Citroën is the most emotive, the most exciting, the most distinct of them, and also the one nobody expected. So I'm thrilled that it is Citroën that's been announced for India. And look at that styling. I mean, the thing with these cars is that they're supposed to be all about good looking and comfortable. That's what they say, and that's the promise they hope to deliver as well. So the first car that we can expect, that's a story we broke on carandbike.com, the C5 Aircross SUV. Now, it is very different and distinct looking for sure. In size terms, it's perhaps a little compact, but it goes up against the likes of the Tucson or the Jeep Compass. So very interesting possibilities then with this car. Love the front styling. Yes, indeed, was up for World Car Design. Did not make the cut from the top 5 to the top 3. Interior, very different use of fabrics. Pretty decent on space. And totally love that interface. So yes, very different. And speaking of different, the C3 Aircross could be the other model that follows the C5. And take a look at that. Chunky, well built, very distinct. Like I said, totally love what's going on with the upholstery. Now these are the Origins models, so they're like special editions, if you will. There you go. So they're being shown for the first time here at Geneva. The idea here is just to celebrate 100 years of Citroën, which coincidentally happens in 2019. And the cars first arrived to India only in 2021. Now they'll be made in Chennai. They will have about 80 to 90% local content, says the management. And for those of you, in fact, yeah, let me switch back. So for those of you who missed it, I had a chance to sit down, well, actually, right about there somewhere, with the CEO of Citroën, Linda Jackson, and she shared a lot of her strategy. And so if you missed any of that, go ahead and look at the story on carandbike.com. And in about, well, I'm hoping a couple of hours from now, you should, right here on our YouTube channel, get a chance to see the entire interview as well, because the team's working on it and they're uploading it. So definitely watch out for that. I see a lot of you have been commenting, but I've not had the chance to see your comments. So can I see them now? Well, I'm trying. When is the ambassador name coming back to India? Well, I asked her that question, so maybe you want to wait for what she said, but not in a hurry. All right. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Let me see if I can scroll through any more of your questions. Citroën is long awaited. Yes, indeed. Beamer fan. Lots of Beamer fans. I love BMW. Great. So I'm happy if you are happy. And well, there we go. So first quick look at Citroën, and well, actually this is a nice video. Shows you some of the history over the last 100 years of this brand. And well, I'll finally show you one other thing which has got my eye. It's a concept that's been shown before, but I simply can't stop looking at it. It is so gorgeous. This is Peugeot, the sister brand for Citroën. Its E-Legend concept harks back to its heritage, but is fully electric, and my god, that is gorgeous. Speaking of which, the new 208 is also really pretty. Yeah, the cars are getting so much nicer in terms of their fit, finish, design. But the 208 is the new car here and is getting all the attention from the European press. No surprise why. It's a compact little hatchback. It gets a good amount of volume, this segment, for Peugeot. Alright, so little bonus there with a little bit of Peugeot, but really noisy and crowded now, so I'm going to sign off. Maybe I come back to you now in just a short